ethics and business practices, and its signing annually by all board members and management was a very good requirement. Through that, this objective of dissemination and people signing what the basic ethics and business practices requirements of the company are was required. So I personally think that this should not have been withdrawn and this should be reintroduced, this statement of ethics and business practices. And also some form of confirmation is still desirable. Ensure that adequate system, I'll talk about internal controls a little bit later. Some fundamental aspects of the board's role in governance these are 2 or 3 slides on, I think, what should have been further statements in the code. The governance structures and practices should be designed by the board to position the board to fulfill its duties effectively and efficiently. Those kind of statements that, apart from the rules, how is the board going to function to deliver its responsibilities? No guidance in that. The board of directors, as the central mechanism for oversight and accountability in the corporate governance system, is charged with the direction of the corporation, including responsibility for deciding how the board itself should be organized. Now that is missing. How does the board organize itself so that it functions effectively and efficiently? How is the board, are the board meetings conducted? How does it delegate powers? How does it do the monitoring, etc.? Some kind of mechanism should have been highlighted, or at least the principles should have been highlighted in the code. How it should function and how it should order its priorities. The board's fiduciary objective is long-term value creation for the company. Board's primary duties are to select and oversee well-qualified and ethical chief executive officer who, with other management, runs the company, and to monitor management's performance and adherence to the corporate and ethical standards. Now, fundamental aspects of board's governance, I would say, these statements, some similar statements would have improved the code. Effective corporate directors are diligent monitors but not managers of business operations. Many of you may have noted that because of, a lot of talk about corporate governance and board's responsibilities, we have seen that some of the board members start indulging in the micromanagement. They get into the operations. While it is important to recognize and understand what the board's responsibilities are of governance, they should not get involved in the operations, which is the job of the management. So that aspect is also, in my view, I think not clearly elaborated. It would have been good to educate and highlight that. Within 2 years of the coming into force of this code, what I've done is I've listed on the left-hand side what the new requirements are, and on the right-hand side are my comments. And I'll try to cover the key aspects, and later on this presentation, I'm sure Shahida is going to distribute, so you will have that. A mechanism is put in place for an annual evaluation of the board's own performance. Very good requirement, a new requirement about the board's evaluation which was missing. But I think, considering that this very important requirement is being introduced, the how it is going to be done is missing. It should have been better to provide some guidance in the code. I have seen many codes. I mean, you look at Singapore code, you look at combined code. Many codes, they have 2 aspects. They provide guidance, rationale for the requirement, and then the requirement. Our code, unfortunately, is just providing the requirement. It has not provided the rationale for different requirements and the guidance on that. So that if, like for instance, the requirement of evaluation of the board, it would have been served good purpose and helped the companies to implement this requirement if some guidance was provided how this evaluation will be done. Also, I think one of the missing things in the code is that while the code requires and emphasizes on audit committee, HR committee and one or two other committees. But there is no requirement, even in this day and age, in the code to establish a nominating committee, or what sometimes is referred to as governance committee, which is key to good corporate governance. Nominating committees mostly required or given the responsibility to assist the board, or sometimes even delegated the responsibility of carrying out the evaluation of the board and individual directors as well. So our code doesn't even require establishment of a nominating committee. I think it is very important. It is highly recommended that we should have a nominating committee, a requirement that the companies should establish nominating committees, and also some broad TORs should be included in the code. Also, while the evaluation of board is required, there is no requirement for evaluation of the board's committees. Different committees which are set up. And we know that in many cases, in the recent phenomena, the board members and the committee members are also adequately remunerated, sometimes 100,000, 200,000 rupees per meeting. So when they get this remuneration, there should also be an evaluation of each committee and also an evaluation of each individual director. And as I said, this responsibility is normally given to the nominating committee or the governance committee. The requirement on materiality is largely the same. It is similar to 2002, but even at that time I had concern on this requirement. It's kind of vague requirement. I think the intent of this requirement, that the board shall define the materiality keeping in view the specific circumstances of the company, the intent appears to be that the board should define what is the level of issues, how material issues in terms of approvals, etc. should be brought to the board's attention and decision making, and what should be handled at management level. I think it would have been better to elaborate this, that what is probably meant is that the board should have developed a criteria, a detailed, I think more elaborate criteria of what is to be brought to the board's attention, what is required to be approved by the board, and what the board has delegated to the executive management, etc. I'm told that the prayer time is 7:25, so as per my watch, we still have 2 minutes, but I think people have started moving out. So we can break for 15 minutes, and we'll start at 25 minutes to 8, if that is okay. So
7:40.
7:40. Okay, 7:40. So thank you very much. We'll reassemble at 7:40.